Let's talk briefly about course effectiveness in Adobe Captivate Prime. Here, I'm in the Learner catalog, and you may have noticed that there's a little banner here with a number on the top of several courses. Some say NR, and that means that they're not yet rated. But the learning effectiveness or the course effectiveness is given as a rating for each of the courses that have been taken by various learners. If I click on the learning effectiveness rating, I'm actually able to open it up and get information about how learning effectiveness is evaluated. You may find yourself wondering, well, what is L1, L2, and L3 feedback, as you consider the pie chart that shows the feedback from learner is a portion of this calculation. Scores from learner quizzes are a small cap part of this calculation. And then finally, the biggest section is feedback from the manager, and we see it expressed as L1, L2, and L3 feedback. Let's take a look at what that actually means. During the late 1950s, Donald Kirkpatrick introduced a 4-level model for evaluating learning impact, and that basic model consisted of reaction, learning, behavior, and results. What does that really mean? Well, the reaction is something that we've all seen there, often called smile sheets. It's how did the learners react to the training? L1 feedback is available in Captivate Prime, and you can customize those questions in order to determine what was the learner's perception of the course. Did the learner think it was a pretty good course? Was it on topic, and so on? And when the learner answers those questions, that information comes back and is a part of that course effectiveness training. The next section, the L2, the learning section, is how well did the learners actually perform on the quizzes and assessments inside of the course. This is the smallest wedge of the pie. This is the information which is used the least in the calculation. Then the L3 behavior is considered, and you'll notice that that's the largest portion of the pie. The L3 behavior in Kirkpatrick's model determines whether or not the course actually had an impact in the performance of the training on the job. We find that out based on asking a question of the manager about whether or not the course had that kind of impact. And so you can see that the L1 feedback is a chunk of that calculation for the course effectiveness rating. The L2 feedback, those quiz scores, is a smaller chunk. And the largest chunk is the feedback from the manager, and that's how course effectiveness is calculated in Adobe Captivate Prime.